In this episode, we're staying overnight on New York City's smallest island. We are headed out for another island adventure. Today we're launching from Brooklyn, New York, headed to a little island in the East River. Bye. Thanks for your help. Bye. We're gonna have to be really careful on this one. We're in the East River in New York, and there is tons of boat traffic. The East River isn't actually a river at all. It's a branch of the Atlantic Ocean connecting Upper New York Bay to the Long Island Sound. We already got some beautiful sweeping views of Manhattan. This island was actually originally formed in the 1890s. William Steinway of Steinway & Sons, the renowned piano maker, began a project to dig a tunnel between Manhattan and Queens, connecting his company town to the city via horse-drawn trolley. In doing so, there was a ton of granite debris which they piled up in the middle of the river, forming this tiny island. Eventually, the tunnel was converted for subway purposes and has been in use by the 7 train to this very day. Now the island's home to a large colony of double-crested cormorants, so they're gonna be our neighbors tonight. Got our first big wake here. We got 1.5 miles to go, and we are going against the wind and against the tide. So let's keep it moving. I see our little island out there. All the way out there, that little thing with the green tower. The sun is just now setting, and we are pretty much adjacent to our island here. As you can see, it's a pretty strong current. I'm not paddling, and we are just drifting back. It's been a ton of work to get out this far. I'm gonna wait for boat traffic to clear, and then we are headed to our island. It's looking pretty clear back there. I don't see any boats dead ahead of us. All right, let's start cutting over there. I'm cutting in a pretty sharp angle from the island over there just because this tide is so strong. You can see right behind the island we have the United Nations headquarters. Although it is a Saturday today, so hopefully there's not that many people working in there. We're getting closer. Wind and tide are so strong right here in the middle though. You can see where the current splits up right there. It is really strong. We are so close, but we're not there yet. We made it. Tiniest island in New York City. Already trying to think about where I'm going to set the tent up. There used to be some trees here that would have provided a little bit of shelter, but looks like they're gone now. Well, this isn't too stealthy. Are those people waving at me? All right, we are gonna attempt to set up our tent right underneath this archway here. Now I did double check these nests. There are no babies, there are no eggs, so we're not disturbing any of the cormorants right here. Wow, there are just fish and rat carcasses everywhere on this island. But I did bring hand sanitizer. I gotta say, this is gonna be the rockiest, most uneven ground I've ever camped on. But for that reason, I did bring my cot today instead of my sleeping pad. Just thinking that would be a better option here. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna throw some gear in there to kind of weigh it down so it doesn't blow away. This is so cool being out here. On this road trip, I knew we were gonna be stopping by New York, and it didn't take me long to find a place to camp. I was just looking on Google Maps, and I saw this tiny little island on there. I just could not pass up the opportunity to come out here. So y'all can see and hear what it's like to be here, but you cannot smell it. And it's probably a good thing, because it just smells like sour fish, if I'm gonna be honest. You can probably imagine I am hungry after that paddle out here. Just going against the wind, the tide, even though it was only a couple miles, that was pretty intense. Knowing that we're in New York and judging by the shape of what's in this dry bag here, are you able to tell what I brought for dinner? That's right, I brought some real New York pizza, baby. Picked this up at Drake's Pizza Parlor over in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I got a nice classic pepperoni. Even after that whole paddle to get out here, look, the pizza didn't even slide around at all. It looks perfect. I am gonna use some hand sanitizer. Really needed after everything that's gone down today. I'm gonna grab the biggest slice. Oh, love how the pepperoni cups. Oh, looks so good. Cheers. I actually don't normally like cold pizza, but this I can for sure eat cold. This is excellent. Everything just has such great flavor, man. The cheese, the pepperoni, even the crust is good. Got the iconic Pepsi Cola sign. Really cool to see it from this perspective. I think this one right in front of us is the United Nations headquarters. And right behind it to the left, we have the Chrysler building. The newer building behind it's starting to steal a little bit of its thunder though. And over this way with the purple spire, it's One World Trade Center. Empire State Building's kind of hidden at this angle, but I'm not gonna complain. We have such an exclusive view here. Some of the highest density urban environment that you can get, and yet we have our own peaceful little island here. Got a boat tying up to that mooring or whatever it is over there, really close to us. Now we got some kind of party boat rolling past us, but they're having a good time. It's 10:15 now. I really should be getting to bed. I should probably get up around 5 or so, that way I can get up before the sun rises. Ideally, we'll be getting off the island around 5:30, 5:45, just a little bit after sunrise. Should be a gorgeous morning to get on the water. I'm really looking forward to it. Well, I'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning. It's 4:45. Just that time of the summer where the sun just comes up so early. I want to get out of here pretty soon. Wow. What a beautiful morning out here. Got to start packing up all this gear though, quick. You know, I've had some people ask before, like, what's the point with these quick overnighters? It seems like you get there, you barely get to spend any time, and then you gotta leave first thing in the morning. Well, to me, first off, I am still spending time here, and it doesn't take very long to have a trip that you'll never forget. And also, it's just a challenge. Love trying to push my limits, seeing what's possible, getting to stay in some really cool spots like this. You know, you could not spend more than a day here. Forgot to mention, I actually got decent sleep here. It was pretty nice. I gotta say, these cormorants are much quieter neighbors than some of the birds I'm used to sleeping around. Here comes the sun popping out. We're gonna be getting out of here not a moment too soon. We're going with the tide on the way back. We get to kick back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful view. What a fun overnighter. Next stop on the road trip is still undecided. I still had a couple ideas that I was thinking about for the city here, but if not, we're heading on up to New England. So wherever the next adventure takes us, I'll see y'all in the next one.